being with us today. If you're like me, we all see the perfect family photos on Facebook, and we all know those moms that seem to have it all together. But I want to know what's really going on in motherhood. And I'm so honored that I can bring in our ihelpmoms.com experts to talk about the hot topics that moms are facing today. Today with me, I have Angela, an instructor with Kindermusik, with 22 years of musical experience and education training. And today we're going to talk about the main benefits of why your children can benefit by getting in music classes and a lasting lifetime, a lasting impact of brain development and how that can really help you and your child to bond and so many more great benefits. So the first question I have, Angela, is I was reading an article in Science Daily, and it talked about the brain development that infants experience and young children experience when they take a music class. And as a mom of 3 that's very busy, I know I don't always have time for everything I want to do. But this article really changed my opinion of why taking music classes should be a top priority for mommies. And what it said is there's a huge difference in the brain development of children between passive listening to music and an interactive music class. And I wondered if you could explain why that is.
That's right. So this all began back in the 1990s, and it's called the Mozart method or Mozart effect. And what they did was they took college students that were studying for a test. Before they took the test, they put 15 of the students into a room and had them listen to Mozart.
Okay.
They took the next 15 students, put them in a room where they didn't listen to anything. The students then took the test together, and the students that took the test before they listened to, or after they listened to the Mozart, they scored higher than the students that didn't listen to the music. Now, after that, huge uproar about how Mozart, and specifically, makes your child smarter. That is not true. That is only a myth. Now that we have all this technical ways to look into the brain, we are now beginning to realize that the brain does light up like fireworks when a baby is listening to the mother's voice. Now these are babies 1 to 2 days old.
Okay.
Yes, these mothers were very brave to donate their baby for science, but it has been very helpful. Therefore, what they weren't listening to music though, but they were listening to their mother's voice.
Okay.
So what we learned is that the brain processes language as if it is music. So we are all born musical.
I love that. And I would love for you to explore a little bit more about the benefit of an interactive music class.
Right. So the Mozart effect again. The reason why that was debunked is because it's not listening to the music is what makes you smarter. It's the actual cognitive and the relation between what you were studying. It's the learning of the music is what makes you smarter.
Wow, that is absolutely stunning to me. And I definitely have major mom guilt that I did not get my first daughter music classes, so I will be coming to Kindermusik very soon.
It does benefit.
Now, I also wanted to talk about some of those benefits as far as not just brain development, but I know that there's so many fine motor skills, gross motor skills. Can you expand on that, about the top 3 or 4 benefits that moms would get by coming to Kindermusik?
Yes, so a lot of our curriculum is based off of research. 35 years of research.
That's incredible.
Actually. So we do know what we're talking about when we talk about these things. And when you talk about fine motor skills, we do use instruments that tailor to a child's developmental stage. So for my babies, we will use sensory balls to get them to touch and feel that, and to use their little fingers and to get that, what's it called? The
Tactile sensation.
Tactiles, that's it. And then with our 1-year-olds, we use drumming. So when we drum, we're using rhythm, not only rhythm, but the actual motor skills of up and down and the difference between using your right hand and your left hand.
Love that.
Also music, we use the word timbre. Timbre is the difference you hear in instruments. So if I'm using a drum or I'm using a shaker, they make different timbres. So we can learn different ways of listening, which I think we could all practice a little more, even adults and children. So we're going to learn more about listening and their listening skills.
Wow, there are so many amazing benefits to Kindermusik music classes. So my final question for you is, in your 22 years of your own journey in music, 35 years of Kindermusik experience, you definitely know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Have you noted children that have an aptitude for music after taking Kindermusik? And I know, speaking as a mom myself, I want to know, what are those next steps if you do see your child has a love for music, to take that to the next level and foster that?
Right, that's a good question. So when I do have a student that's in my class who is particularly keen and enjoying the class very much, I will suggest later on and give the mother tools what to do next after Kindermusik or beyond Kindermusik. So one of the examples I will give my mothers is that there is Suzuki method teachers out there. Suzuki method is a Japanese method developed by Mr. Suzuki, and it's teaching the child music to actually learn an instrument, but not so much reading music yet. Learning by ear.
Wow.
So that is the first step I would take. And there's a school down in Davie, Florida, and there's also a musician who teaches Suzuki method here for 3. She goes from 3 and up.
Wow, that is incredible. So you can definitely see the benefit of working with true experts in our ihelpmoms.com network that is here to help your kids to be the very best that they can be, to fulfill their innate potential. And I invite you to check out more on our blog on the benefits of Kindermusik and to learn more about Heart and Soul's music studios. Thanks so much for being with us today, Angela. Until next time, keep making mother